Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Probably my most requested vlog in lockdown, quarantine, isolation has been about my beauty tips and regime that I go through. So I'm going to show you what I do with the products that I have in my house at the moment. If there are anything that I haven't got, then I will mention it and it will be in the description below. So here is my beauty regime. So let's move on to my hair. I can't show you myself in the shower. So this is what I use on my hair. I do change this around. I don't use this all of the time, but I use Tresemme shampoo and conditioner. I might use another shampoo and conditioner later on. This is the one I'm using at the moment, and that's the hair mask that I also put on my hair. A really good one if you're having hair loss is Bam Beautiful from Ideal World. This is what I use on my face, the Protocol Microdermabrasion. I use that 3 times a week. Highly recommend it. That's the best microdermabrasion I've used. The Elizabeth Grant, I'm sure that's out of stock, but there's other things on the website. Microdermabrasion I use all the time. The Elizabeth Grant, I change as and when new products come through so your skin doesn't get used to it. And I always use that crystal clear wand. It is incredible. So one of the things that I do every single morning, which I think is really important, is that I have a glass of warm water and I put lemon juice in it. This is to clear out the system. And then also I have my Protocol shot. I've been taking this for 5 years. Collagen has stats behind it to prove that it can really help the skin. It can help a skin process through the menopause. So it's got so many stats that come behind it. So it's a really, really good product. One thing is really important with skincare is that you do not use the same stuff all the time. It is so imperative. Elizabeth Grant do at Ideal World, and this is what I've learned from the experts, is basically you use a set, and once that's run out, that could be 3 months, it could be 4 months, it could be 5 months. They don't know, because obviously it's dependent on how much you're going to use on your skin. But you use that product for a certain length of time, and then the next product that comes out on a deal, get that one. Now, that's not because they're just trying to sell any other product. It's because it's been proven that your skin gets used to your product. So it will get used to it. Therefore, your skin kind of needs to kick up the bottom. So it's the same as using, like, I'll change my shampoos. I'll use the Tresemme. So most of the time I use the Tresemme, but I'll change my products. And it's the same as my routine for working out. I will change those workout routines. I mean, I know I'm a little sort of plumper girl these days, but I wasn't. I used to be incredibly fit. And what I would do was do lots of different things. So instead of doing the same thing, so your body doesn't get used to it. And it's the same with skincare. So I'm going to show you some stuff today that I'm using, but I'm going to leave you links below of Elizabeth Grant for you to get hold of that's on a deal at the moment, because I'm a deal girl. So I'll always go for the deal. So if this is not on a deal, then I would go for this that's on a deal. Does that make sense? So I'll leave the description in the description below, the ones that are on the deals. So this is what I've been currently using. Now, another product that I absolutely use 100% all the time is this, because this is a piece of machinery for your skin. So if you can hear it, it vibrates, and it's got 3 vibration settings. Now it's got nodules, silicone nodules. Now I prefer these to use in a brush in the shower. If you use a brush, then obviously that's going to gather bacteria. So over a long period of time, you're going to have to wash, or you're going to have to keep buying brushes. So that's more expense to your product. I don't want that. I want something that's really easy. This is by Crystal Clear, and this is what I use on my skin. So it's got a little bit of a wobbly head on it, and then all you do is put your product on there, and then you will. Now, I always use it on the 3rd setting down for my skin. So I will rub, and I will gently go in upward motions like this on my skin. You can also put your skincare on with it as well. But this is the product that I absolutely would not be without, and I've been using for years. That's a good product. Okay, so I work in retail, in shopping television, where you can use any product you want. So you before you do a show, they will give you a product to use. This is a product I've been using for years. Okay, that is the difference. So when you've got something you think, yeah, it's kind of a fly-by-night trick, this I've been using for years. So this is Nira, and this is FDA cleared, and it had to go through so much paperwork to get that clearing in America. So how the Nira works is it gets further down the layers of the skin than any of your skin cream can do. And what that does is it activates the collagen by warming it slightly. We obviously lose as we're getting older to help plump out the skin. So that's how your Nira, in basic words, that's how your Nira works on your skin. So I know that I take the protocol, which is really good. So you're taking that orally, and that helps within the body. And then this also helps the collagen reproduction. And then you've got your topical use of any of the products that you're using. So around the eye area and around the 11s is here, marionette lines, and also the nose to mouth lines that you can use here. So all you do is you press it on and you switch it on. You can hear it go brrrr, and it's got 5 different levels, but I'm going to use it on the lower level to start off with. And as you can hear, it goes dull. Brrr. If you put it in contact with the skin, you can hear it bleep. Now you need to use this on clean skin. You can't have anything underneath. If you've got anything underneath it, it's not going to work the same. So you need to have washed your skin and you use it before you use any product on there. And what you do is you place it on and you can hear it bleep. You can hear it go brrr if you haven't got it against the skin. So then you move it to the next area and you move it to it. And it sends a laser. Now that is a 2-minute treatment every single day, so it's less time than brushing your teeth. For me, using protocol and this together is a match made in heaven. That one I've been using for 5 years. This one I've been using for a couple of months. I absolutely love both of them. If you're going to ask me which one my favorite is, it's always going to be protocol, but this is my new gadget that I'm really loving, and being on the lowest price it's ever been on, this is now the time, well worth it to go and get hold of it. Now another product that is like the holy grail is this. Now I've got a special one because I got it given for my birthday. So this is triple essence of Jerusalem. Now this is a product, I cannot obviously make any claims that it's going to do this, it's going to do that, and it's going to do the other, but all I can say is just use it. I use this every single day. I do use this every single day on my skin. This is the one product that I do use every single day on my skin. I go right down to my chest, right down to your nipples, I go over my shoulders, I go the back of my neck, because a lot of people miss the back of their neck. If you've got your hair up, you've got shorter hair, then that's going to get the sun on it, so it's really important. But what I've also been using this for as well, I've been using this as hand cream. Now I know that sounds absolutely baffling. Why would you do that? Because what I've found is when you're using triple essence of Jerusalem, where our hands are getting really cracked because we keep on washing so much with soap, we're probably using more soap than we've ever done before, we're washing more than we've ever done before because of COVID-19, then the knuckles and your hands are starting to look old. Everybody said the same thing, so don't worry, you're not on your own. So I've been using triple essence of Jerusalem. I've been coating, especially the back of my hands, this part of your hands. Obviously it's important, but it's not as important as the back of your hands. I've also been using this on my little boy, because his skin as well, on the back of his hands, especially here, his knuckles have been really sore. So what I've been doing is I've been trying to use this during the day, not as good, because I don't want anything like that on my hands. But what I've been using it is at night time, when he's been going to bed, when he's falling asleep, I've been putting it on his knuckles. So where they look like he's got like eczema through washing too much, I've been using this and it's been really helping. I once exfoliated the top of my nose too much when I got quite a bit sort of a breakout around here, and Juliet phoned me and said, how have you been getting on? That's the ambassador of Elizabeth Grant. And I said, I think I've overdone it and it's sore. She said, you're gonna have marks there, you're gonna have scabs. No, I won't. Next day I had scabs on my nose. So she said, I rung her up the next day and I said, I've got scabs. She said, right, get the triple essence of Jerusalem on there. I did, and it healed up quicker. Can't promise you that obviously at home, that's my personal story, but all I suggest is that you go and click on that link and have a look around the Elizabeth Grant on the Ideal Wear website and have a look what's on the deal at the moment. But I'm going to show you my favorite of all time by Elizabeth Grant that I use only twice a year. That's really important that you only use it twice a year. And I'm going to show you my very all-time favorite is Retinologist. You will have heard me talking about this on television, and this is in the blue, it's in the dark blue, and it's called Wonder Effect Retinologist. Why do I like this? Retinologist, retinol, vitamin A. Go and do your own research. There's lots out there on Google, but this is a product that is probably the best of anti-aging. There's a lot of sort of data and stuff like that that's behind using retinol on the skin. So Wonder Effects, that's the night concentrate, so you only use it at night time. Why do I only use it twice a year? Because it's quite powerful on the skin. So it really does, it's almost like it almost like strips your skin back. So it gets rid of all the dirt, all the debris, all the nasties that are built up on the skin, especially if you've got older skin, because we don't shed the same as we're getting older. That's how I almost look at it, as a stripper for the skin, but only for 2 times a year. So the times a year I tend to use it is around about October, and then I use it roughly anywhere between January, February or March. So I've just finished using it. So now I won't use it on my skin, purely and simply because now we've got the sun coming out. If you've got retinol, it's stripping back your skin, so therefore your baby skin is coming to the forefront. So unless you're using a high SPF, then don't use this during the summer. But this has got an SPF of 15 in it for a day cream. Now, when they say this in creams, okay, so when they state that it's got an SPF or it's got an SPF of a 25, that's brilliant for every day, but not when you're going on holiday. So this day cream you wouldn't use if you're going into Spain for 2 weeks, or you're going on a cruise and you're going to be out in the sun. That won't give you enough protection. You would need to use a proper protective SPF on your skin. So this is great for during the day. Never knock it. Absolutely fantastic, but not for when you've got your 2-week jolly. You definitely need a higher SPF. And that SPF that's in your makeup will not be high enough either. Even though it says a 25, it's imperative that you use an SPF on your skin. So that is my favourite. It's the Retinologist. That is my favourite for the skin. So I've got an eye cream here by Elizabeth Grant. So a little bit of a trick with an eye cream is that it's really important that you only use a little bit, because you can overdo it. So I've put, and you always put it onto your ring finger, and that's because as you dab it around, and you want to follow the bone around and on the top of the eye. Excuse me, the dogs are in the background. Because that, if you pat that on the back of your hand and then you pat that, it's a lot harder, and this is very delicate skin. In fact, this is 3 times thinner than this is. So imagine this is your tracing paper and this is your cardboard. Then you want to use some sort of serum or oil, and it will be in your pack of whatever pack you're going to get from Elizabeth Grant. So I'm using a mixture of some of them of what I've got left in my cupboard. So I'm just using a hydrating oil on my skin right now, and then I'm going to go down a little bit to the neck, but I'll just put false tan on. But usually you'd always do your neck and your décolletage, but I put false tan on that. So at night time I would definitely pile loads of it on there and on my shoulders, on the back of my neck. And the way to do is to go upwards and outwards motions, because you don't want to pull down, because that's what gravity's already doing. You're going up. I then will always use my essence of Jerusalem. This is brand spanking new, because I've got an old one by the bed, not an old one that's already open. So that again will go on the skin. I'll put false tan on my neck, so and then it will go, and you would use those upwards and outwards motions, and then you let that sink in. Now for anybody else, you are going to use your day cream that will have an SPF in it. So another product which I'll just get out right now, which is on Ideal World's page. Now this does come up a little bit more pricey, but let me tell you, it does last a long time, and it's called Tan Cream. This was on Dragon's Den, and it's got an SPF of 50 in it. It's got a premium sun cream high protection, but it's also got a self tan in there. That's a developer. Oh my word, it is amazing. I don't know whether there's anything else on the market. When it came out, there wasn't. Because of the ingredients that's in it, when you put a product together, they don't just slam any ingredients in it. They have to have sort of scientists, dermatologists look at it, and they have to make sure that it's absolutely tip-top and does its job what it says on the tin. Because you can put some products together and then they just don't work at all. You can put products together and they work. Does that make sense? Ingredients. So it's an SPF with a tan developer in it. So they were the first people to bring it to market, and I'm not so sure whether they're the only ones still, because you know when a product comes on, everybody wants to pinch it. But that is incredible. That's what I use on holiday. That's what because I try not to put my face in the sun. Obviously it's very important for your body to be in the sun because that's your vitamin D. For me today, I'm going to use my tan cream. All I'm going to do is splodge a little bit out, rub that in my hands. I am going to put this onto my neck because I want to develop a little bit of a tan. I'm going to go onto my face, onto my forehead, top of my eyes, around my eyes. Don't forget when you put this on, because it's got an SPF in it, and it's also got, and then when you're on holiday, it's also got your tan, so you can go down onto your skin like so, and then maybe, and then what I would do as well is I would wash that part off, this part of my hand, because it's got a tan, developer on it. The other product that I would be using before I put that on, which I've forgotten, because it's sunny outside, before I go and put anything on my skin, I would always use my zhuzh. So I would zhuzh. So even though I have already moisturised and put a tan on, that's okay on my skin now. But if I wasn't putting a tan on in the morning, I would be zhuzhing. So Elizabeth Grant would usually be used at night, and zhuzh would be used during the day. So I've already got that tan accelerator coming out on my skin. Also as well, good to put on the face. So you've already got that tan accelerator on the face. You can put it over the top of makeup if you wanted to, if you've forgotten, but obviously it's always better to put underneath and then put your SPF over the top. So that's another product that I also use. So I think really I've gone through all my beauty regime that I absolutely love. Another product, but it is like, unfortunately, rocking horse poo, is this one. It's a BB cream. It's an SPF 50 and it has got a tint in it, and I love that for when I'm on holiday. It's by Delisle, Garnier, Ambre Solaire. I've mentioned it before in a vlog, but unfortunately it's just so hard to come across. I'll try my best and find it and link it below, but I cannot promise you. But that I love. I saw it in Spain last year. I bought 4 lots of it. Another thing that I always use every single day, but as you can see it's been used very, very well, is Blistex, and I use that on my lips. I also use for my eyes, but not every day, as and when you need it. I do dazzling eye drops, or I also use the Optrex, which basically makes the white of your eyes brighter. That was a tip that I learned in television. So say we were doing a very, very late gig. I remember doing the Big Breakfast. You remember that was on very early in the morning, many years ago, when I was with Box Fizz, and we'd done a really late show, and we travelled through the night and gone straight onto breakfast television. So when we'd all got there, we were all red-eyed, and I remember somebody giving us the tip of always using eye drops if you're going from a late show to an early morning television. And another product that I've been using for many, many, many years on my skin, which I can't be without, is Clarins. It's Beauty Flash Balm. So if I was going to be putting makeup on today, but I'm not, but if I was going to be doing makeup, then I would forget my morning regime completely. I might use a little bit of eye gel or eye cream by Elizabeth Grant, and then I would use this before I actually put any makeup on. And because I'm not wearing any makeup during the day, because I'm in isolation, there might be a few days like when I'm doing a Facebook Live, but I've got a really good product that I'm going to be showing you to be really quick. That's called YBF. I'll leave that in the description below as well, but I'm not doing it in this vlog. But if I'm just having a day off with no makeup at all, then all these products that I would use on my skin to make sure that I was hydrated. So those are my tips and tricks. Of course, if you're using certain ones, make sure you get a nighttime cream. So for instance, if you're using a retinologist, you've got a daytime and a nighttime. Very important, because the nighttime cream is a lot heavier and is a lot more rejuvenating for the skin, and also your day cream will more often than not have an SPF factor, and it's not so, because an SPF shouldn't be worn at night, an SPF should just be worn during the day. So all of these tips and tricks that I've got for you, I'm hoping that's helped you with your beauty regime. I don't stick to the same thing all the time. As you can see, there's certain products that I will use all the time, like twice a year, my protocol every single day, and that if I'm wearing makeup every single day. I'll also on holiday take that as a facial mask as well. So I will use that as a face mask on holiday, so I don't need to take all the bits and pieces that I've got, because obviously I've got a tremendous amount of creams that I use on my face. So I hope that's helped. I hope that's given you a little insight into what I use on my face. You can see that my eyelashes need to come out, but I'm just going to let them drop out sort of naturally. Can you see? So I've still got the extensions on, so they need to go. I've got a gap there, I've got a gap there, gap there. All those need to come off, and of course my nails need to be redone, which I'm going to go and do now. I hope you've enjoyed that. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. I hope that gives you a whole insight. Any questions, leave it in the comments section below, and I'll see you later.